woman was on her way to work. Suddenly she sees the figure of her son who has been dead for 10 years. She couldn't believe her eyes. That someone could look so much like her son. To make sure she was right, she honks her horn. The moment the boy looked back, the woman was stunned. The boy was only 4 years old when he went missing. If he hadn't died, she must have been about the same age as the boy in front of her. She immediately left the car. She ran into the bus full of students. Silently she looked at the boy in front of her. The boy even had the same scars on his face. Lisa followed him all the way to Tom's school. At that moment she was convinced that Tom was her son who had been drowned for 10 years. Lisa then immediately ran to her ex-husband's house. Despite her ex-husband's wife's obstruction, she quickly ran into her ex-husband's recording studio. Lisa said, "You may think I'm crazy, but I just saw our son. The color of his skin, the color of his hair, the way he looked, even the scars on his face. He looked exactly like our son." But my ex-husband didn't believe Lisa's story. He thought Lisa was crazy about her son. Lisa then went to the police to file a report.
My son, he was abducted 9 years ago. I know where he is.
The police immediately took out the file from 10 years ago, recapitulating the findings of the investigation back then. No body was found at the scene, but there was no sign of any third-party tampering either. The conclusion was that Tom had accidentally drowned, and the body had been washed away by the water. Lisa stared at the police with a determined look in her eyes and said, "Do you think I wouldn't recognize my own child?" The police officer was frightened by the sharpness of her words. He promised to check it out for Lisa, but it was clear from the bored look in her eyes. She didn't really believe the cop, because the police had been searching for 10 years without a clue. It was better to find out for herself. Lisa waits at the school gate until the kids are out of school. Just as she was about to go up and say hello, Tom's father came to pick him up. Lisa then followed their car all the way to a remote estate. It turned out that her son had been adopted by a wealthy man. In order to be close to him, Lisa took out a photo of her son. She cut off her long hair the way she used to. Then she applied for a part-time job as a music teacher at the school. But Lisa was a gardening supervisor and didn't know much about music. To get the job, she asked a friend to help her get a fake certificate and submit it. Soon Lisa became Tom's music teacher. Lisa's kind face and overwhelming concern made Tom, who grew up without a mother, feel especially warm and fuzzy. But soon Tom's wealthy father approached Lisa out of the blue. He said his son rarely talked to him, but lately he's been talking about Lisa a lot. So he came to meet her today. It seems that the man is also an overprotective father. All his son said was that his music teacher was very nice. He wanted to come and see who the teacher was. It's like he thought the teacher would be bad for his child. Lisa said that Tom was a talented kid. If he works hard, he'll be a great musician. But Rich didn't think so. He said that music takes up too much of the child's time. There are so many lessons to learn. Lisa said that if he wanted to, she said she could come and teach him. The man's eyes became more wary just after he said it. He immediately turned Lisa down. But as a mother, how could she miss her son?